What's up guys, welcome back to the part 2 of my Mateview monitor review. So part 1 I did a initial unboxing and first impressions. So after that I did do some initial configuration of this monitor. However, the video was way too long and I didn't want to bore you guys with the entire video. So right now I'm going to show you guys some of the highlights of my configuration, and then I'll talk about this monitor with my 2 weeks experience with this monitor. So without further ado, let's roll the highlights and then I'll talk my experience with this monitor. Roll the highlights. Yeah, so the stand is also height adjustable as well as you can swivel up and down, so that's nice, or for free, don't need to pay extra for height adjustment like some other companies. But okay, it is indeed on. Okay, you have to see my back for that, I'm sorry. Okay, so all I need to do now is basically press the power button and alright, it should turn on. Boom! It has turned on, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see right here, the big Huawei logo. Okay, great. So one cool feature about this monitor is that you have this smart bar at the bottom. So I'm gonna tilt a little bit. You can see, oh, I haven't peeled the plastic off this yet. Okay, so that ASMR then. Alright, done. Okay, so you can see right here we have the entire setup. We'll go through the setup process with you. So the smart bar once, tap, English, yep. So swipe with one finger to adjust the volume, swipe with 2 fingers to change the input source. Okay. Yep, and then this is the wireless share feature, which I'll talk about later. A mouse is required for this part. Okay, we have to connect a mouse to this. How do you do that? Okay, so I finished setting up the monitor. As you can see, I've connected a mouse to it. So what's cool about this monitor is that it actually does come with software, so that is crazy. I can actually pair my mouse with this monitor without actually connecting to any devices, so that is super crazy. Similarly to this iPad, this monitor does have a 3x2 display. So what that means is that it gives you extra real estate to see more content, which is great. Alright, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the USB-C cable that they gave and then plug it in. Okay, here we go, it works now, everything. Cool. So you can see my entire setup is basically on, there's barely any black bars at all. That's crazy, look at that. Oh my god. Okay, let's test out the speakers on this. Let's see. Let's view my own video, I guess. Can do that. So we have my latest video. You guys should watch it. Alright, so a lot of people are... Okay, that is pretty loud. There we go. There we go. Works now. We share video files, we share documents, and that might eat up the storage over time if we were to really use this device long term. So okay, so not too bad, not too bad. I honestly like the speakers. They sound pretty good. They sound pretty good. Now one thing that I'm not too sure is why it is connected via AirPlay. It shouldn't, but or maybe it should. I have no idea, to be honest. But yeah, it does look pretty good at first glance. Now we're going to try connecting to the Asus laptop. Alright, so I think I've pretty much finished configuring this monitor. Overall, I think it is a pretty good package and it does feel a lot like the Apple Studio Display for 1/3 of the price, which is absolutely insane. Now I'm going to do some extra testing and I will feedback for you guys, give you guys some feedback on what I feel about this monitor. So there's going to be a 1-week update after this initial impressions video, so let's jump to 1 week later right now.
2 weeks later.
Alright, so I've been using the Huawei Mateview monitor for the past 2 weeks and I must say it has been a pleasant experience. So I'm going to split this review into 3 different parts. I'm going to talk about the display of the monitor, the ports of the monitor, and finally the speakers of this monitor and whether or not I recommend this monitor to you guys. Alright, so firstly let's talk about the price of this monitor first. Let's get the price out of the way. So the price of this monitor is 999 Singapore dollars, but right now I think you can get it on Lazada or Shopee for $898. So they usually go for a $100 discount. I'll leave a link in the description box below if you want to check out this monitor, if after the review you feel like buying this monitor. So yeah, that's the price, $898 as of recording today. So firstly, let's talk about the display of this monitor. As you can see right here, it looks a lot like the Apple Studio Display / Apple Pro Display XDR. As you can see right here, I'm using the Apple Pro Display XDR wallpaper and I think it looks really good. Now the reason why they look so alike is because this monitor actually does have a 94% screen to body ratio, so I think it is slimmer, or if not about the same as the Apple Studio monitor in terms of the bezel screen to body ratio. So 94% is insane, so it's pretty much all screen, so it's a beautiful display. So let's talk about the resolution. So it is a bit different from normal 4K monitors. This is actually a 4K plus monitor. It has a resolution of 3840 x 2560, so it is more sharp compared to normal 4K monitors. However, it is not as sharp compared to Apple's 5K or 6K monitors. But considering the price at $898, which is less than almost double of the Apple Studio Display, that is insane how much value you can get out of this monitor. And it also has a 96% DCI-P3 color, so this display is also insanely color accurate and it supports up to 1.06 billion colors. That is incredible. So for video editors or photo editors, this display will definitely get the job done. If you are a professional, maybe you need something with a better calibration, like maybe the Pro Display XDR, but that is like $6,000. If you're looking for a budget option at $898, this I would say is definitely a good deal. Okay, so let's talk about some of the ports on the display. So you first have a USB-C port at the back. This will charge the monitor, so the monitor does use USB-C for charging. Then you have a mini display port, which you can use to connect to either DisplayPort or HDMI if you have that. And then finally the third port is the HDMI port. And then if we look at the side of the monitor, we do have another USB-C port. That USB-C port is used for charging or connecting your laptop or iPad to this monitor, and it does support up to 65 watts of charging. So you'll be able to either fast charge your iPad or charge your normal laptop at normal speeds. Then you also have 2 USB-A ports. So the 2 USB-A ports will be used for your accessories like maybe a webcam, or if your mouse requires a USB-A connection, both USB-A ports are there for your accessories. And then we also have a headphone jack. So the headphone jack will be used for things like plugging in your mic, or maybe you want to listen to music using your headphones with a wired connection. That will work as well. So ports wise, I think it's quite plenty enough for your basic needs. If you do need extra ports, of course you can buy a hub, or maybe your PC has the ports, or something like a Mac Studio will have the ports as well, and that video will be coming shortly as well. Okay, so now that I'm done talking about the ports, let's talk about the speakers of this monitor. So the speakers are actually dual 5-watt speakers. So to my knowledge, I think it actually sounds pretty good for a dual 5-watt speaker. At the bottom, it is actually front facing, so it does project the sound out and not at the side or whatever. So it does sound pretty loud. Bass isn't too amazing, but for the price, like I said, $898, the speakers, monitor speakers wise, I think it is quite good if you go 100%. So I think I would try to let you have a listen of what the speakers sound like, but I'll do my best to emulate exactly what the speakers sound like, so you can have a feel for yourself exactly how they sound. So here's a sample of how the monitors sound like. Alright, and finally let's talk about some of the special features that this monitor has. So this monitor is actually advertised as a smart monitor. So what it can do is actually, if you have a Huawei phone, you can actually tap the Huawei phone at the base of this monitor, and what it will do is it will connect wirelessly with your Huawei phone, something a little bit like Samsung DeX. You'll be able to project your phone screen to the monitor display. Another cool feature you'll be able to do is wirelessly connect your PC to the monitor. However, there is a latency, so I wouldn't suggest doing that. So these are two of the special features of this monitor. So if you do use this feature and you have a Huawei phone, I think this monitor would definitely be suited for you. Okay, so here are my overall thoughts on this monitor. So I think that it is a great monitor for content consumption. It's a 4K plus resolution monitor, so it's definitely crazy high resolution. It also supports up to 500 nits of brightness, so that is crazy. So obviously with 500 nits of brightness, it will support the HDR 400 feature if you connect it to a iPad, which it will able to project HDR. So that's great with this monitor. So overall, I would think it's great for you if you want to do video editing, photo editing, you like watching videos on your monitor. You need a 28-inch monitor. So this is a 28.2-inch monitor, not the typical 27-inch monitor. So you want a display that is a bit bigger. And if you do use your iPad as your main device, this actually does have a 3:2 aspect ratio, so you'll be able to perfectly link up with your iPad Pro without any black bezels at all. So overall, I think it is a great monitor for $898. Would I recommend it? Absolutely. I mean, I bought this monitor to connect it with my Mac Studio, which will be coming very shortly. So overall, my thoughts on this monitor is that I really love this monitor. That's why I bought it. It really has been a great monitor for me to use with my laptop, and overall I think that it is worth the $898. So tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. Will you guys be picking up this monitor? Because from my experience, I definitely do love using this monitor. Okay, that's all for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. If you did, do subscribe to this channel, like this video, turn on the bell notification icon so you don't miss my next video. You definitely don't want to miss it. It will be the Mac Studio unboxing. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Take care and goodbye.